Okay, hello, welcome back to Logic Lab. Today I'm going to be resuming my series of facing off against Fairy-Stockfish Duck Chess Bot. This is going to be my attempt at level 3. So Duck Chess, you have to make a move and then place a duck on an empty square of the board. I'm going to play a 10-minute plus 5-second increment on Pi Chess. I've left a link in the description. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with e4, duck e6, restricting black's e-pawn. I'll develop a knight. Okay, it's very committal, preventing me from going d4. I'm going to go with d4 anyway. Grab some space, place the duck on e6. I like putting the duck on e6 because it prevents black's e-pawn from moving, thus preventing the bishop from moving. Okay, this is attacking my pawn. I could push e5. Do I want to do e5? Directly meeting the attack with an attack on the knight. I could also just defend the pawn with knight c3, again putting the duck on e6. Okay, now I'm gonna go for e5. And again, I'll put the duck on e6. Okay, that's interesting. Now I can target the knight with pawn h3. And where does the knight go? Well, the knight can go to h6, but if I place the duck there, the knight can no longer go to h6. So I think the knight's trapped. It is trapped, but you have that move. That's clever. But I think, can I still? Oh, that was a good move. I didn't see that. That's clever because now if I take, he'll take. So I'm gonna take. Uh, I'll take the d pawn, and again put the duck on h6. Okay, I'll take. And now this is good for me because when I take this pawn, uh, am I gonna be up a pawn? No, we'll just be no. Then I think. Now I'll put the duck here, preventing the bishop from developing. Okay, but then he can develop with the tempo, attacking the queen. I do not want to hang my queen. That would spell disaster. Now you may think, oh, can't you just go bishop b5, pinning the knight? But no, because the knight isn't actually pinned, because he would still be able to take my queen and then place the duck back on c6 or on d7, therefore not hanging the king. So this is tricky. I'm gonna go. What's a good place for the queen? I'm gonna go here. Okay, I'll go here and again put the duck on e6. So far, level 3 is playing pretty well. Going after my knight. Now, this bishop in normal chess is a sniper on this diagonal, but in duck chess, black may trade for the knight because knights are generally a little bit more powerful than bishops in this variant. But I don't have to let that happen. I could maybe develop. And now I'm going to again put the duck on e6. I think it's better to prevent this pawn and the bishop from coming out than to prevent black from castling. Okay, so they don't take the knight. No, but I can take the knight. So I think I will. Take the knight. Okay, pawn takes. Okay. So there's some pressure on my position with the queen, with the bishop. But I don't think I need to panic just yet. I will castle, get the king to safety. Now maybe again, I'm going to put the duck. It's tricky. I want to put the duck either here or here. I can prevent this bishop or I can prevent this bishop. I think I'm going to put the duck on f6. Okay, that was expected. That was expected, and actually, this is a little bit annoying because it's threatening my queen, but also the pawn behind it. There is a way to defend against this. I can move the queen out of the way and then put the duck on d3, preventing the bishop from taking the pawn. I'm going to keep the queen somewhat in the center. Queen f4. Duck here. Okay, now black getting the king to safety. Okay, I need to keep track of my time. I have 5 minutes. This bot makes every move instantly. It's extremely annoying. Now, I would like to develop with tempo attacking the queen, but the problem is the queen is attacking b2, so my bishop is tied down. And this is not comfortable. So instead, I may want to consider g4. I'm going to do g4. I'm going to do that. g4, attacking the bishop, and duck e4. Bishop's got to go. All right, very good. Now, what to do? I could develop my bishop. Now, the queen is seeing this pawn, so I'm going to play duck. I mean, I'll do duck b5. Okay. It's funny, they don't even have to move the queen because they always have 2 squares to block with the duck. So they don't have to address this. They could just block with the duck. But now I'm going to reinforce this pawn. Maybe I will put the duck here. Why? Why? Queen sack, going in for the kill. This is level 3, and if you hang on for long enough, after 17 moves, the bot hangs its queen. Simply just, it's a free queen. Oh my god. What are you doing? Now it's just giving me material. This is crazy. Oh, that I didn't see that, but this is crazy. It's just giving me material. Those 2 moves you cannot explain. Okay, it's giving me the bishop. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, I mean, it is Halloween. Maybe it's just trying to go home early and go trick or treat or something, but bot is crashing out here and giving me literally all of his pieces. Oh my God. What is this? I mean, I'm gonna take and just sack the queen because, yeah, because I'm just gonna win your other piece. I mean, it's giving me everything. Now I'm gonna go after the pawn. Now the way you win this is you just take everything and you promote. So the duck, okay, the duck's on a3. It's stopping my a pawn, but it's okay. I have a c pawn. I'm putting the duck in front of the pawn so that I can guarantee to push it on the next move. Generally, that is a good strategy. I'm going to do this. So now you're just pushing your pawn, and black officially cannot stop me from making a queen on the next move by pushing c7 and putting my duck on the promotion square, guaranteeing black has to move the duck on the next move. And then I will just make a queen. And what's the best way to mate here? Okay. Black is trying to run the king to the middle. This looks very, very fishy. Now, is this mate? Queen f5, duck d3. Yes, it's mate. Queen takes e4, and after 34 moves, we have successfully defeated Stockfish level 3. All right. Well, we have the black pieces, so we're going to just match, put the pawns in the center, just play normal chess, develop, place the duck on e3. Okay, white wants to fianchetto the light squared bishop. I'm going to immediately attack the knight. Okay, knight is being very aggressive. It's probably not a good move. Now, do I have to do something about that? I can allow the capture. Maybe threatening like h3 and duck f5. It's kind of annoying, actually. So, okay, I will respect you for a move and bounce the bishop back. I could go for a trade. I'm gonna go for a trade. No, it does not want to trade. That's a good move because if I take, I'm just helping white. I'm giving white a very strong e-pawn with a tempo on my knight. But this move is weakening this square. It's also weakening that square heavily. So if I want, I could just put a knight there and say, what are you gonna do about it? You can't move your knight here, but he could do this. I'm seeing this square is very juicy. If I could get a knight here and then put the duck here, the queen would be under some real stress. But first things first, maybe no, I probably shouldn't take. I probably should just go. I'm gonna fianchetto my bishop so I can just castle. And now this is a big hole for white. Me putting the duck on e3 stops white from ever moving the e-pawn, and it's kind of a hole in the position. Now I'm just gonna castle, and again, duck there. Okay, that's a strange move. No obvious reason for that move. I can bring the bishop out, put pressure on this queen. That's what I'm gonna do. So this queen's pretty strong. It attacks this and this. Gonna defend. Okay, knight develops there. I mean, I could. I don't know. This knight's so annoying. I may want to just remove it from the board. But it's not a good move. Because then he can take with a tempo, and then I can move the knight somewhere. You know what? I may just. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Oh, but then if I move the knight back to try to trade, he can push the pawn, and then the bishop is trapped. He pushes the pawn and puts the duck on e6, and my bishop is trapped. So I'm going to. No, but then if I do this, I lose this pawn. So this is tricky. I don't want to do e6 because this is. Well, I mean, this is coming anyway. It's a little scary. That's a little scary. I think I have to respect that. So maybe I'll just put the bishop in the middle. See what he's gonna do. Okay, not taking. He's pushing the pawn anyway. If I just take, I think it helps white. And I don't want to be helping my opponent. Man, this knight is so annoying. White has a very good position here. Do not like my position. I mean, now I can go e6, just solidify the pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the duck here, preventing white from playing pawn g5. Okay, now we get take, but I can take. I think this traps the bishop. This is very funny. I didn't even realize this, but if I take the knight and place the duck here, the bishop is trapped. So it's okay, but still, oh, that is clever. Whoa. That is really clever, actually. I did not see that. What a find by the bot. Why is this so clever? Well, now if I take, and you can say, oh, well, yeah, you can put the duck here and still the bishop is trapped. No, but white's going to take my rook and put the duck here. And then I will lose a rook. I do not want to lose a rook. But I will gain two pieces for it. So and black's king is in real peril. So maybe that is a good idea actually, but that was a very clever find by the level 3 bot. I'm gonna buy into it. Let's see. Does white take the rook? Yes. Oh, and that was ugh. Because now if I take the bishop, I have to move. Okay, this is some high level stuff. Let me explain this. It's a little complicated. If I take the bishop and place the duck, I don't know, let's say here or anywhere, then what's going to happen is white's going to take my queen and then place a duck here, blocking the recapture. I will lose the queen for nothing, which is why, if I want to take the bishop, I have to place the duck on e8. This is high-level stuff. Why do I place the duck here? Because if white takes the queen, it's defended because white then would have to move the duck, and then my rook, exactly, and now my rook will come and recapture. And now I am kind of liking where this is going, and that's strange. Not taking, pushing the pawn, inviting me into the center. In fact, I think this just loses a pawn outright. Yes, this is going to lose them a pawn. I can actually, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I'm gonna take and then block. And I'm not trapped, am I? I'm not trapped. Okay, so now I have a pretty good position. The turn of events. So now if I can get my knight here, that would be splendid. I have to be careful. The knight, it can't be doing too much dancing because I don't want to lose it. So I'll just go here. Okay, fine. I'll go here. Or do I go back? Tricky. Okay, I'll go back and prevent white from pushing the pawn. Okay, that is a move. You could have also played pawn b3 defending it. But now I just take this. And now there's some issues because the rook is hanging. You move back. That's a good move. I can't take the pawn. It looks like it's free. But I'd have to move the duck, and then I would lose the knight. So how do we capitalize? Let's just encroach our pieces. Play the bishop here, put the duck there. I'm gonna repeat moves. Let's see, what is it gonna do? Okay, but I don't want to draw, so I need to find a way to create something. Need to find a way to create something. I'm gonna go. You know what I can do, which is very funny. I can move my f pawn and play duck here, preventing en passant. This is very advanced. White would like to en passant, but I move the duck here. Now you can't capture the duck in en passant, so it's essentially like I was able to bypass the en passant rule. Now I'm going to try the same idea, and it does not. That is not a move because you just lose your bishop. Because I can take, interpose with the duck, and you cannot recapture. Yes, and now I get my bishop out of the way, and life is good. Okay, that's interesting. I can take and just block. Now from here, I only have 2 minutes left, but I think it's pretty routine. The way I'm going to win this is I'm going to push my pawns, create a nice chain, and put the duck on d2, blocking the rook, and eventually find some type of maneuver. Eventually, I have to find some maneuver here. But how do I want to do it? If I can get a knight there, that would be good. It's not that easy, though. I can get my knight here. So I can reroute this horse some. Right now, the horse is pretty darn bad. Maybe I can reroute it somehow. I could also push this pawn. Attacking the king. You can't take my rook because you lose. And for sure, I have to have something here. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I am a little low on time. However, don't see a way. Okay, this is a little bit scary. That maybe is not a good move. I think I may be losing this pawn. That was really bad. Actually, that was misplayed. I can take. I can get the bishop out. Okay, so now I am going to push these pawns. And this is going to get very interesting. I have low time. I have very low time. I need to focus. I need to focus here. Please run into a fork. That would be amazing. Oh, we ran into a fork. Excellent. I attack the king. You have to move the king, and now I take. Now, let's go. Here we go. We are going to swarm. Start with this. Okay, we're just going to make sure that white has 0 counterplay. I can do this. Okay, that was actually a horrible, horrible move. Oh my goodness, that was a bad move. White's gonna take my rook. But I have this move. I have this move, and I'm still winning, though. Go ahead, take it. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna demonstrate this. I'm winning because you cannot stop both of my pawns. You can take this pawn. I don't care. You're not gonna stop all my pawns. You're just not going to. I'm gonna make a queen, and I'm gonna go here. And what am I gonna do? I'm actually just gonna make a second queen. I have to be a little careful. Okay, first I'm gonna go here, attack the pawn. Okay, well, I'll take. Okay, now this is definitely GG. You have 1 pawn. I'm gonna take. And now I am going to... The king is boxed in. I can make another queen, which I think that's what I'm gonna do. Go here, cover the promotion square, guaranteeing I can make a queen. I'm gonna make a queen. And we're going to wrap up this game. Now, this is not mate. This is not ladder mate. But I'm going to bring in my pieces very slowly. And like this. There is no stalemate in this game. The game ends on a king capture. Now I have a nice, very nice way to win. You can pause and see it's checkmate in one move. Queen b6. Tuck b8. White has to move the king, and you take it. And that is mate. And after 66 moves, that was a little bit tougher. I've successfully defeated Stockfish Level 3 in Duck Chess. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.